Hello all you souls and tales out there, Soltales here, and welcome to episode number 4 of my Sherlock Holmes Chapter One Let's Play series. If you happen to like the commentary and the content in this episode, then please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing so you can see future episodes when they happen. Other than that, I should probably explain why I'm in the middle of a first. And well, it's quite a funny story, you see. In the last episode, after exploring some of the old Holmes family manor, we decided to go meet one of the Holmes family friends that live on Codona to ask him about if he knew anything about Sherlock's mother. However, when we got there, well, he's been found dead, because nothing ever good can happen in this story. Now can it? Oh well. We investigated the crime scene and determined that Gilden, the owner of the elephant Goliath, was crushed to death. His kneecaps were splintered and his spine was contorted. So the only logical suspect would be the elephant, which we decided to track down, and that's where we got here in today's episode. Now, the reason why episode 3 was cut a little shorter, well, I couldn't find any evidence and decided to end it there. However, I was blind, because apparently there was evidence in front of me the whole entire time. But I mean, let's be honest, doesn't this jacket, shawl, coat thing camouflage real well over here? Oh well. Let us inspect it then and see what it holds.
Strange. It was hung with care.
Ah yes, the gentleman Goliath elephant definitely knows how to hang his jackets. Ink-stained letter. Dear Theodore, I'm writing to you as a fellow islander. I value our friendship, probably not. Just as I value the lives of our people, probably not. Although I am afraid this one-sided friendship cannot tie my hands any longer. For you see, I am being made to look weak in the eyes of your neighbors. They believe that your tree is a mockery and not a peace offering as you intended. The people are afraid. You refuse to give your elephant a proper trainer, instead using your own limited knowledge to teach it. It is an impossible situation, I'm sure you're aware of. I admit that I did think of having the elephant possibly taken and given to Mr. Tailheart, who has shown that at least he is quite capable of looking after an elephant, named Bean. Although she is female and far less frightening than your beast, I have to say. Please reconsider this situation. Yours truly, Sir William Sinclair, Governor of Codona. Someone tells me Gilden did not read that and probably thought many terrible things about the governor. Oh well, look at these keys here.
The game has escaped us, for now. We'll find a solution to the elephant problem later.
Yes, the elephant may have won the battle, but he will not win the war of wits, because I refuse to lose to a blummy elephant. My career would be over if I lost to an elephant. Can't have that now, can we? Oh well. Let us go to the victim's house, manor, residence, and use the key that was so conveniently placed in his jacket. Because it's not breaking and entering if he can no longer argue, right? Right? I don't know anymore. But I do know it's a nice night day. Nice night day, yes, exactly. The moon is out. Nice night in Codona. Hello, police officer. What the heck are you doing? Okay, you know what? To each their own. That guy's looking like a butler or something. And I'm sure these stairs should not be that way, but oh well. Let us enter. Well, he certainly did like the color green, or ivory, or whatever. And he liked a lot of paintings. And African and Asian religion and culture. But most importantly, elephants. Let's see, anything on this side? Oh, this painting.
This young lady has a childish interest for her age.
That she does. An interest in creepy dolls. A tusk.
I can always recognize the spirit of a true artist.
Yes. Yes, you can, Sherlock. Like you're the same person who, if I recall, hates art, or gave the indication that he hated art, ever since he ruined that artist's morale.
You. Who are you?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. Theodore Gilden was...
Did you kill him? Did you kill the elephant?
It's not in the yard anymore. It escaped into the forest.
You can't let it go. What if it returns?
I highly doubt that, Miss...
Imogen Gilden. Please, I beg of you, find that dreadful beast that killed my father.
I suppose we do need to learn what happened.
Well, I don't want her to be brief. I want her to give me every little detail. Tell me everything you know, madam.
Can you tell me what happened? From the very start.
I was here, so I didn't see how it began. My father visits the enclosure every morning to wake up Goliath. Today, I heard the elephant scream. I've never heard such a horrifying sound. My heart stopped. I knew something was wrong. I looked through my window and saw how it lifted my father up by his neck. I rushed downstairs. I saw it dragging my father as if he were a doll. I threw stones at it. It dropped my father's body and charged outside, screaming. Its roar was almost human. I was frightened, so I ran inside and hid here.
Do I want to be rude or do I want to be nice? Let's be nice.
That is a terrifying experience, Miss Gilden. I'm sorry you had to go through it.
Thank you. Goliath must be caught, Mr. Holmes.
Well, thank you for the information, Miss Gilden. I did have some questions for your father. Perhaps you might help me with them?
I wasn't privy to much of my father's life, and it's very hard to think of anything at all with Goliath still loose. Please, Mr. Holmes.
Very well. Do you mind if I ask you more questions if I find anything that might help?
Anything to catch that monster.
We haven't met before, have we?
Miss Gilden, I was on this island 10 years ago, and your father knew my mother. I believe I even had the opportunity to ride that balloon outside, but I do not recall seeing you.
I lived at my late mother's in Sheffield at the time. I'm in no spirit to reminisce right now. The elephant is out there.
You've never heard the name Violet Holmes before? Perhaps your father...
Please, Mr. Holmes. With that beast roaming free, I can't think of anything.
Very well.
Let's provide some evidence. Animal suspect. Cannot pursue the creature any further. Okay.
Had Goliath been aggressive before?
It's dangerous, but it was never aggressive near my father. My father would do anything for Goliath. All the elephant had to do was clap its ears.
You envied him, the elephant, I mean?
Our house is called the House of Ivory. I've heard some people refer to me as the Ivory Girl, and my room stinks of the animal, as if it's me who lives in a pen and not Goliath. It's not envy, Mr. Holmes. It's just incredibly difficult to live like this.
The person was hit by the gate during an elephant's escape. Perhaps they saw what happened.
Did you observe anyone else in the yard? Any of your servants, perhaps?
Servants? Do you imagine that we would have any with Goliath? No one wishes to work in this house, even for double pay. I didn't see anyone else. Only my father and that diabolical beast.
3 evidence updated. Alright, well, let's check out her room. See if there's anything here. As John plays with the pet. Keat. Bud. Investigation. Well, she certainly has a lot of clothing.
She packed as much as she could carry.
What's this photograph we have here? Hmm.
The same dull poses on all romantic photographs. So idyllic. Enjoy your happily ever after before it stales.
Anything down here? No. Oh, there it is. False Idols, Bazookaology. The Adventures of Nabe and Laura by Wallace D. Aram.
False idols? Oh, sounds utterly dreary.
Hey, Sherry, we need to talk.
Yes, John?
You found false idols. We need to find the remaining two.
What does bazooka even mean? Would this paper be good for anything but blowing one's nose on?
They're not rubbish, Sherry. There's something more. I'm serious.
Very well. I doubt it'll be worth it, but I will find them for you, John.
You'll thank me later. They're some of the most imaginative books I've ever read.
What did you say?
Speaking aloud helps me think.
Nice save, Sherlock.
A commendable effort to barricade the windows.
Well, let's see if she has anything to say about what we found. What do you know about this photograph?
I found this. Who's this young lad next to you, your faithful knight?
Paul. He's my pirate. He's not really a pirate. I just call him that. It probably sounds very silly.
Your secret is safe in my hands. Does Paul work somewhere? What is his surname?
His name is Paul Perks. He and his yacht Whirlpool are the champions of the Salacia Yacht Club. He sails there. I'll show you where it is on the map if you need to meet him.
A yachting champion? Well, that will be a first. I prefer dry land. And so does my suit.
Well, that's a interesting thing to call your loved one. He's my pirate. See what I mean? It doesn't sound right. I think she knows more than what she's letting on, but we'll continue nonetheless. Packed bags. What can you tell me why? Can you tell me why you packed your bags?
These bags of yours, it looks as if you've packed your entire room. Were you planning on going somewhere?
My partner and I, we wanted a change, a fresh start abroad. But now I have to stay here. Here, an orphan.
Why do you have a book of bazookaology?
How can you read something like this? It's hard to swallow, and that's not due to the hard cover.
You're hardly serious. Any library without Nabe and Laura is incomplete. If you can read, then these books are an absolute must. Love and adventure. They're about life.
Oh, I wasn't aware that exploding pyramids were a part of daily life on Cordona.
You haven't seen life, so you might try reading about it at least.
I still don't understand what people like about these bazookaology books. I'm with Sherlock on this one. Well, let's check his room. Well, say he didn't love elephants is an understatement to say the least. But if he loved elephants, why does he have tusks of them? You would assume if he truly loved the animal, he wouldn't have, I should say, tusks taken from them, but oh well. Let's check his bookshelf.
Quite the spectrum. From the history of the Roman Empire to conspiracy theories of the French Revolution.
Interesting.
Mother. It's nice to see her young and smiling.
Theo, Violet, and Sager.
From before Mycroft was born. Our family loves to prod at the past.
Holmes's desire to rake up the past is hereditary.
Is that a jab at the Holmes family I hear, John? Alright, let's check his working table.
What's so special about this place? Another elephant? A partnership annulled with a single stroke of a pen.
So two people were working on this thing. Ivory Bass.
A catchy title. I should take a photograph of the plans. I don't want to carry them around.
Alright. And I hope there's not another elephant. That would just bring way too many suspects. Elephant's Man, Cardona Chronicle, 1875. A local wealthy resident, Theodore Gilden, age 55, has purchased an Indian elephant from a traveling circus. Mr. Gilden commented, "It is a wonderful opportunity. There is no one on this island better suited to provide such a comfortable home for this elephant. It is a paradise for a noble creature. No longer would this animal... I can't speak. No longer will this animal be locked in a tent with clowns. Clowns. He will be my companion from now on, my second child, and I will protect him. Don't be jealous, people of Cardona. I am your best citizen, 'cause I say so. Only time will tell if this is a midsummer madness or not. Neighboring elite of Cardona are shocked to read the news, and furthermore, to hear the terrible trumpeting of the beast. But they are having to accept the eccentricity of one of Cardona's most powerful. Now we can all say the riches of our island have troubles to bear too. The same as the rest of us.
His second child? An apparent son and heir, I'd say.
Let's check his desk.
A relatively functional choice to replace the finger.
Interesting. A perfume bottle with an elephant crest.
Oh, the pungent stench of an animal.
Did Theodore seek some pink elephants with this?
Maybe he did. 1868. It's Imogen.
I think Miss Gilden has barely matured.
Alright. What about this photo? 1877. Him and his elephant.
I think they were closer than you and me, John.
I'm hurt.
Yeah, John, how does it feel to be losing out to an elephant? But I will say, the real terrible thing in this room is not the elephant, but him having a picture of ducks in a room full of elephant merchandise. You would assume he would have an elephant on the wall. Let's check this chair.
The nicest spot in the room. Mr. Gildens spent hours of his life right here.
Staring at an elephant's backside. What a wonderful life.
No, you're just being bitter because you're losing to an elephant. As much as I do like foxes, I will say this painting does not fit this room. Anyway, let us ask Imogen if she knows any of these items. You know, Father's room. What can you tell me about this violet perfume?
And, which part of the elephant is in here? It's quite pungent.
Oh, that. It's elephant sweat. Father believed that it might replace traditional ambergris.
Well, that's true entrepreneur spirit.
Ah, yes, an entrepreneur. For a time period in a world that did not care. I have a vast construction plan. What can you tell me about these plans?
A. Swift, is this name familiar to you? Your father had it removed from this plan.
Oh, that's Arthur Swift. I've seen him a couple of times here. He works with my father in the old city, digging up something ancient.
He is an archaeologist?
That's the word, yes. But to be truthful, I really don't think Mr. Swift is fit to be one. I've just learnt a lot about archaeology from my favourite book series. Oh, they are page-turners.
Inspirational, I'm sure, but would you happen to know where this Mr. Swift might be found?
I don't, but perhaps you can find out somewhere. My father's work with him is all official. Lots of boring legal papers with signatures and stuff.
Yes, because reading a fictional story, a book about archaeology, definitely makes you an archaeologist. If only the world worked that way.
It's chilling to think the monster is free.
It's not a monster, but an animal. Anyway, Jonah wants me to find the trilogy. Imogen's testimony. Traces near the shed. Okay. File. Okay. Well, she did say something about plans and about that for something went wrong with the mic, but I am back now. As I was saying, something went wrong with the, oh, never mind. Well, let us go to City Hall, because she did say something about there being documents. And then after we do that... Wait a minute. We'll come back to that Gildens Manor thing. Where's the City Hall? Okay, so it's there, so we can go here. Alright, now this way. I do like the city dynamic they have. What the heck is that host doing? It's not even changed to anything. Oh well. I guess sacrifices have to be made.
He's even been putting up posters, poor man. Losing it may be the death of him.
Alright, let's do this. Robbed last year. No. Music teacher? No. Yes. There we go. Musician in distress. A local music teacher has been putting up posters in Central Scaladio around St. Clement's Cathedral, appealing for information about his stolen violin. And we'll do that quest later. Right now we have an elephant to hunt and a murder to solve. Let's see, are we close? We passed it this way. I have no idea if that guy was holding 2 guitars or 1. But, no matter. We'll just go through the main entrance. Gildens City Hall.
Remotely familiar to you? Should it? Concentrate, Sherry.
Okay. Silence is golden. City Hall Square memory. A walk through the City Hall Square has unleashed an old memory. John insisted that I concentrate to recall it. Okay.
A large crowd gathered. I was here, young and passionate about the truth. Mycroft stood close to me. He was keen on my attending every official event, that I might prepare myself for the Crown service.
Lucky for you, that was the last time he did it.
There was a stage here, a tribute. The governor gave his speech there. He was lying through his teeth and nobody noticed, or didn't want to, but I noticed. I was extremely irritated by his lies. I shouted my opinions very loudly for everyone to hear.
The crowd went wild.
And Mycroft was not happy.
Mycroft was angry but calm. He led me away from the stage. told me that I should keep my mouth shut, and that silence is golden. I couldn't stand for that.
Behold, Sherlock Holmes's famous adherence to justice was born here.
Now, John. That is very admirable to have a sense of justice. Even though justice is very subjective.
Are you lost, sir?
Not at all. I'm right where I need to be. I'm Sherlock Holmes, by the way.
Ursula Oni, the chief archivist. How can I help you exactly?
I need to take a look at the history of Cordona and its islanders to retrieve some, hopefully, useful information.
Your brother Mycroft told me that you were direct, and now that we've met, I can see that is true.
Someone in our family has to balance the evasive nature of my brother. Well, may I use the city archives?
You may, of course, but in return, perhaps dinner?
That's a high price to pay for looking at your archives.
I was teasing you. Pay no attention to me.
Well, Sherlock does have his way with looks, apparently. No matter, let us check out the archive. Okay, no, not that one. I need to select Gilded. Here we go. And that. Alright. Business. She said something about legal documents, and district was Old City. Registration of Gilden and Swift Ltd. Notice of registration. By authority of the government of Cordona, this deed registers the creation of the Gilden and Swift Ltd. On this, the 21st day of June 1877, Theodore Gilden is the sole proprietor and founder of the above enterprise, and shall provide finances and the land known as the Roman outskirts. Arthur Swift is a founding partner and shall provide finances and his services as archaeologist. The primary purpose of the enterprise is to perform archaeological research in the ruins located at the intersection of Bazo Road and Arnott Street, beyond the fortification walls in the old city of Cordona. The sole proprietor undersigns hereby agrees to fund archaeological research in exchange for ownership of any uncovered items of historical value. The founding partner undersigns hereby waives all finder rights and ownership of items uncovered in the archaeological dig in exchange for the exclusive rights to publication of all academic findings thereof. Signed, Mr. Theodore Gilden and Mr. Arthur Swift.
With
Okay.
your love for archives, you would have made the perfect bureaucrat.
Please, John, I have no idea if that's a compliment or an insult. Let's see, did you write anything in your diary? Another masterclass in eavesdropping from the peerless Sherlock Holmes. Clear eyes, all ears, can't lose. Sure you found the file so quickly I couldn't investigate an odd sound I heard. It's probably a banshee. But now we'll never know. Alright, well, now that we have that information, let us go and interrogate Paul. And he should be Salacia Yacht, so here we go. Clothing trader, we'll stop by that later. Auto trader, something for later. Let's see, yeah, photo of Imogen. No, this does appear to be the place. Let's see what this poster says. Rule number 1, no woman allowed. Rule number 2, no smoking in the workshop. Rule number 3, clean up after yourself. Rule number 4, only dry shoes at the club. New rule number 5, don't touch any yacht that you don't own. Violators will be subjected to severe fines and exclusion from the club. Alright. Let's see if other people know where he is.
Do you know anything about this?
That's a question I can answer.
Yacht Club members mentioned that Paul missed the vase and no one has seen him since morning. He might be in his room in the workshop south of the Yacht Club. Alright, I assume this is the one. I don't like how everything's open. Well, I mean, it is nice when everything's open, but at the same time, why do I have a bad feeling about this? Okay, that's not the boat. John, what are you doing? Oh well, if he wants to swim, he can swim. What's this?
The Champion's Whirlpool. Pool's bread and butter.
Well, there's his boat.
A foghorn to navigate and warn others at sea.
You should have a warning to cover your ears.
It wasn't that loud, John. Oh, what's this? Oh, there's the second bazooka book. Sails of Hatred. Bazookology, The Adventures of Nabela, yeah.
Sails of Hatred. I suppose there is something for everyone, including champions.
Who knew archaeology could be so exciting?
Exciting is certainly a word.
Anything else in here? Doesn't feel like it. Champions: Valhalla, Serenity, Hannibal, Cuttlefish, Zephyr, and Whirlpool. Okay, now to there.
Bloodied bandages. Has someone been hurt?
Oh, that's not a good sign.
Where would a champion hide a key?
Where would they hide a key? Yacht Club Workshop. I found the place where Paul Perks works. In a room with a Whirlpool plaque, I noticed a bloody bandage. Often used full of nails. Okay. Now what's this? Cracked in the dough flame, currently empty. They cook it recently moved. Interesting. With some blood on it.
I hope Paul is more skilled at yachting than he is at hiding keys.
Alright, now that we got the key, we can probably enter in his workshop. Hello, anyone home? John, don't scare me like that.
An expensive set of tools for woodwork. An amateur wouldn't know how to use these.
Well, then he's not an amateur, so that's good to know. Why does he have dart bullets?
A box full of darts. Each has a needle and can be loaded with drugs.
Interesting.
Shipbuilding, shipwright's tricks, sail weaving.
Okay, well, he clearly likes his boat. Can't see anything else here. His plans to upgrade his boat. Can modify. Too expensive.
To earn big, you have to spend big.
Well, that is true. What's in this letter? Threats in envelope. You gumless child wetfoot. Okay. You think you can leech off my family? Steal my money, exploit my daughter? This ends today. Your career is over. I shall give you one final warning. If you refuse to cooperate, you'll find yourself in deep water. Gilden.
Mr. Gilden wasn't afraid to get his hands dirty.
Apparently not. Whirlpool to win. Total stake 100, total winnings 600.
Additional earnings to sweeten the victory. An interesting place for a message to a champion. Old betting slips. Paul always bets on Whirlpool. One victory after another.
Ah. Anything else in here? No, it doesn't appear like it. You do not get... Okay, let me read this again. Suspicious note. You do not get to back out of our deal. You do not get to leave on a whim. We need you to get us fresh leads for our tea party. If you have any questions, the boys will be keeping an eye at you at the race. Alright, something has to do with tea. This does not look like tea.
Undeniably psychotropes. Not for toothache, I think. A typical tea tin. I wonder what he has for biscuits.
Let's see here. Theodore threatened Paul. Theodore Gildens threatened an end to Paul Puck's yachting career if the relationship with Imogen continued. Partnership ended. Removed Elsa Swift from the plan. The knife to cut ropes. Well, these might go together. No. Never mind. Fatal battering. The victim's body took a heavy beating, sustained multiple injuries that ultimately proved fatal. Damage to the shed. A witness fell in the shed. Oh, wait, those went together. Unknown third party. There was a witness to the chaos on Gildens' property. They dropped their knife and may have injuries from the fall. Alright. Alright.
Oi! Hands off my possessions before you lose your fingers. Are you illiterate? The rules are written everywhere.
Ah, Mr. Perks, the cabin boy himself.
Champion, you mean? I was right. You are illiterate. I think a couple of shiners might teach you. One last chance. Who are you?
I am Imogen's friend.
I'm Sherlock Holmes, a friend of our mutual acquaintance, Miss Imogen.
Look, you artichoke. Imogen has no friends. Except for me.
If you must try to insult people, it's better to know the meanings of the words that you're using.
You fancy you could teach a sailor to swear? Go ahead. Show me how inventive you are.
Stand still for a moment.
Observe. Smooth apple. Adam's apple. Oh. So he is actually a he. That made no sense. So he is actually a she. Payback on accident, bandaged arm. Bruised elbow. Swollen elbow. Hit something hard. Oh, what's this? Wide hips and thighs. Developed female body. Okay, Paul Pucks is the one who disguises herself as a man to achieve a higher social position. She uses the privilege as a man to pursue her personal goals. She puts all her effort into sport, even though it comes with the occasional accidents on the open sea. Bruises and an injured arm are badges of honor in this dangerous sport. She is a fearless yachtswoman who will not give up even when it costs her. And yet, that is a man's prerogative. I see no reason to disclose to anyone otherwise. Professional smuggler. Paula Parks is a woman who disguises herself as a man to achieve. Yeah. She uses a Korean yacht to cover smuggling goods for various gangs on Cardona. Okay, despite her being in trouble due to her connections with the criminal underworld, and yet she has earned a place in the world as Paul. See no reason to disclose to anyone otherwise. Even though it comes with bruises. She is someone who will not give up even when it costs her. This seems more in line. this the evidence we found.
So, a woman wishes to become a real criminal, and smuggling is a stepping stone towards that? Is there not enough prestige in yachting? Or is it easier to compete with other fools like yourself? Everyone has a starting pistol, just shoot and run.
Don't say a word. I don't know where you're getting half of this nonsense, but you're on some thin ice here that I'm willing to crack.
Damn you, Paul. I'm sick of... Who's this peacock? Does he know who I am?
I definitely know who you are not. You're not a dictionary reader, at least. I wanted to see how you... pals interact with each other in your natural habitat. But I'm afraid I have to interfere.
Well, this escalated quickly.
I'm coming for you.
Okay, he's knocked out.
Overcome it.
Dodge this!
Well, this is
I
not
could
good.
miss the party.
You're not made to pass it. Okay, nope. No.
Coming.
Okay, he's knocked out.
Take a rest, my friend.
See if we can get behind him.
The snuff's ready.
See anything above? Nope.
Won't work this way.
I'm coming for you.
Okay, got him.
Don't cry, you'll...
Give him the pepper
There's
snuff.
some failing, which we will not talk about. Oh, hi.
We can overcome the brute now.
And good night.
I couldn't miss the party.
Time to knock this guy. Overcome him. Don't rush in.
I'm coming for you.
Well, I have no idea why I was fighting with the air. Okay, there we go.
Take a rest.
Give him the pepper snuff.
Oh, there's the other guy.
I couldn't miss the party.
Good night, dear sir.
Do some...
Hi. And good night.
Take a rest.
Give him the pepper snuff.
Oh yes, another one of these high armor people. Nope, nope.
He's all yours now. Go for it.
I will end you.
Gotta reload. Well, this is not good. No, this way. Yes, come over to the extinguisher. Wait, I can hit this. And good night.
Don't...
The snuff's ready.
I was shot in the back, but there was...
And there's no reward for risking our lives.
Paul's explanation will suffice.
Wow. That could have gone a lot better. Still need to get used to the combat of this game, not used to it for some reason. But, in the next fight I should be able to flawless that, hopefully. Anyway, I think this is where I'll end off episode 4, right when we're getting to the juicy part, sadly. If you like the commentary and the content, then please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode where we will interrogate Paul. Perks. And, yeah. And probably move on with the investigation and hopefully find out who did truly murder Gilden. Anyway, good night, good day, au revoir, and goodbye.